system up to the larynx. So now we are going to study these remaining parts at the lower respiratory system. So first of all, we will see regarding the trachea. So trachea, as we know that below the larynx, suppose this is our larynx, and below that the part which is present, the passage of air is called as trachea, or it is also called as windpipe. Through this, the air will be passes from larynx to the trachea, and this trachea which is there, it is made up of cartilaginous C-shaped incomplete rings. The trachea is made up of cartilaginous C-shaped rings. Those rings are incomplete. They are not complete. Such a kind of rings are present. So why those are incomplete? Because back to this is the trachea, and back to the trachea there is a esophagus. Here the esophagus is present back to the trachea, and through this esophagus food has to be passed. So here it complete, if it is there, it would have been stiff here. That esophagus has to be contract, relax. The peristaltic movement will be occurs in the esophagus. That is why these gap is present in between them. So these are the incomplete rings. Backside what it is there? Esophagus is there. Food pipe is there, and food will be passes into the esophagus by the process of peristaltic movement. That is why they are incomplete. And those shape of this trachea is incomplete. Those will be protect the trachea from collapsing. It won't be collapse. Suppose those were flat. If those were flat in this way, they might be collapse. Those are the C-shaped. That is why those are folded one above the other. That's why they cannot be collapsed. This is one of the function of this C-shaped incomplete cartilaginous rings. How many cartilaginous such kind of rings are present in our trachea? So they are 16 to 20 cartilaginous rings are present here. They are 16 to 20 rings are present, one above the other, and the length of this trachea is 10 to 12 centimeter. Length of this is 10 to 12 centimeter. This is the length. Length of trachea is 10 to 12 centimeter, and the rings which are present in this are the 16 to 20 cartilaginous incomplete rings are present into the trachea. So what are the structures apart from this are present? These are internally lined by a ciliated cells or pseudostratified epithelial cells and mucous glands. So inside this, what it is there? This structure only will be, see here, here are the cells. Which kind of cells are present here? Pseudostratified cells are present and ciliated cells are present. Ciliated cells are present. Those cilia will be go on beating if any dust particles or any germs comes into the trachea, then those will be help in preventing them. Those don't allow the dust or germs to enter into our respiratory system. In this way, the ciliated epithelium or pseudostratified epithelium will be helps in the removing of the germs from the respiratory tract. Apart from that, the mucous glands are present here, and all the time this trachea will be moist. because of this mucus glands. Mucus glands secretes the mucosa. These are the mucus glands will be present and those release the mucosa. Due to the sticky nature of that mucosa and the ciliated epithelium, the germs will be trapped easily and prevent from entering into our respiratory tract. So these are the points we have to be remembered here regarding the trachea. First one, it is the first part of the respiratory system, respiratory tract, and lower respiratory tract. First part of the lower respiratory tract, it is also called as windpipe, and the length of the windpipe is 10 to 12 centimeter. It is made up of the cartilaginous rings, incomplete rings. Those are the 16 to 20 incomplete cartilaginous rings are present. And apart from that, the wall of the trachea is made up of the ciliated pseudostratified epithelium. Those helps in preventing the entry of the germs, and those are also made up of the mucus glands. Mucus glands secretes the mucosa. This respiratory tract always it will be better. This is regarding trachea. And next part is bronchi. What are bronchi? This is the respiratory tract, trachea, and this trachea will be get bifurcated. It gets divided into the two parts. It is divided into two parts. So these are called as the bronchi. The trachea divides into right and left primary bronchi. It reaches into the middle thoracic cavity. When as soon as it comes into the thoracic cavity, it will be get bifurcated. One will be goes towards the right side and other one will be goes towards the left side. So when it will be get divided, bifurcated, these two parts. First part which is coming towards the right is broader. It is little bit broader compared to the left one. And left one is thinner but it is long. It is thin and long. This side, right side, and this is the left side. Left one is thinner and longer, right one is thicker and shorter. These are called as the primary bronchi. Primary bronchi. This primary bronchi will be get bifurcated into, those will be get divided into the secondary bronchi. Those will be get divided into secondary bronchi. And these secondary, often those will be get divided into the tertiary bronchi. Primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, and tertiary bronchi. In this way, these bronchi are get divided. These bronchi are also supported with the C-shaped incomplete rings of cartilage. Up to when this division will be takes place? These are the primary, secondary, tertiary bronchi. These bronchi often will be get divided into. Up to here, these are made up of the C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Here also C-shaped cartilaginous rings, and then these are also made up of, secondary are also made up of cartilaginous rings, and tertiary are also made up of the cartilaginous rings are present. Then on these tertiary bronchi will be get divided into the bronchioles. Those are get divided into the smaller branches. Those are called as the initial bronchioles. Initial bronchioles, and those are often divided into very thin branches. Those last branch of this is called as the terminal bronchioles. So here terminal bronchioles which is there. At last here the structure which is present, this structure will be look like as the bunch of the grapes. Bunch of grapes. This is called as the alveoli. These are air spaces. Alveoli. Here the actual site of the gases exchange. Gases exchange will be takes place at the alveolar level. So this is the trachea, bronchi. Bronchi are divided into primary bronchi, secondary bronchi and tertiary bronchi. Up to here, those are made up of the 6-8 cartilaginous rings, and then those are smaller branches of this tertiary bronchi are called as the initial bronchioles. Often those are divided into very small branches. Those are called as the terminal bronchioles, and terminal bronchioles has one duct that is called as the alveolar duct, and alveolar duct to this alveoli. Alveoli are the air spaces. Those are million air spaces are present, and they are the structural and functional unit of the lungs. This is regarding the up to the alveoli. Then next part is our lungs. So this structure is present into the lungs. As we know that this is the trachea and this right branch, this is the left branch. Left branch is longer, and the structure which is entering into the lungs is called the hilum. This part is called hilum, where the bronchi is entering into the lungs. And the general structure of this lungs is the conical in shape. This one will be look like as a cone shape. This is our left lung. It has the one notch. Notch is present. Right lung and left lung. This is right lung. This one is the left lung. Right and left. When we do the comparison between the right and left lung, is right one which is larger in size. It is large in size, bigger in size, larger in size. As compared to the right one, left one is smaller in size. Size of the left lung is small, and right one is made up of the 3 lobes. It has 3 lobes. First lobe, second lobe and third lobe. It is made up of 3 lobes. Left one, it has only 2 lobes. It has only the 2 lobes. First one and second, only 2 lobes. And the size of this is, it is little bit broader. The left one which is there, it is thinner but longer than the right one. This one is the longer than the right one, and the size is broader. Whose right lung size is broader. It has the left lung has one notch here. The notch is present. Depression is present here. This depression is absent in the right lung. Notch is absent. Here the notch is present. And in that notch, heart is situated. The notch which is present here, in that notch only the heart is present. Our human heart is present into this place, and the place between the two lungs is called as the mediastinum. The space between the two lungs is called mediastinum. Our heart is just tilted towards the left side because the notch is present into the left lung and it is tilted towards the left side. Complete heart won't be present in the left side. It is present in between the two lungs. The space between the two lungs is called mediastinum. And in that mediastinum is present. Here the notch is present. In that notch our heart is fixed. So this is difference between the right lung and the left lung. Our lungs are surrounded by the membrane. That membrane is called as the pleural membrane. Pleural membranes are present. Suppose these are our lungs, and those lungs are surrounded by the two membranes. One is parietal membrane and the other one is the visceral membrane. Parietal membrane and visceral membrane. The outer membrane is called as the parietal. Outer membrane of the lung. It is parietal pleura. And this one is the inner. It is called as visceral pleura. Visceral pleura and parietal pleura. Parietal in this is outer membrane. This is inner membrane. Outer membrane, inner membrane. Total it is called as the parietal pleura and visceral pleura. Together is called as the parietal pleural membrane. Pleural membrane. The pleural membrane which is surrounded by the lungs. What is the function of these membranes? And the space between the two membranes, is called as the parietal space. The space between the two membranes is called as the parietal space, and that space is filled with the pleural fluid. The parietal space is filled with the pleural fluid. It is completely filled with the pleural fluid. What are the functions of this pleural fluid? Pleural fluid, it helps in the lubrication. It helps in lubrication. Second one, it protect the lungs. Protect the lungs from external shocks. It protects the lungs from the external shocks. Third one, it avoid the friction between the two membrane. It holds the two membrane together, and it also helps in lubrication. It avoids the friction and it protects the lungs from the external shocks and injuries. So these are the structures we have seen. Right lung has the three lobes: upper lobe, middle lobe and lower lobe. Here upper and lower lobes two are present, and this space is called where the lungs are entering, where the bronchi is entering into the lungs. That place is called as hilum, and it is surrounded by the two membranes. Outer membrane is called parietal and inner is called the visceral. Together is called as the pleural membrane, and the two pleural membrane has a space. That space is called as pleural space. It is filled with the pleural fluid, and pleural fluid has the functions. Those helps in the lubrication, those protect the lungs from the external shocks, and those avoid the friction between the two membranes. Those will be hold the two membranes together. These are the functions of the pleural fluid. Then next is alveoli. What are alveoli? As we know that those are the primary bronchi. Primary bronchi will be get divided into secondary bronchi. These are the primary bronchi will be get divided into secondary bronchi. In this way, secondary bronchi will be get divided into the tertiary bronchi. So, those are often divided into the tertiary bronchi. Tertiary bronchi. These are the tertiary bronchi. Tertiary bronchi to bronchioles. Those are often divided into bronchioles. Bronchioles to the alveoli. Here a bunch of air spaces are present. Those are the alveoli. Alveoli means group of air spaces. If only one is there, alveolus it is called as. So these alveoli are surrounded by a network of capillaries. For example, these are the alveoli, and one bunch has the 10 to 12 alveoli are present in one bunch. Suppose this is a bunch of alveoli. Those are surrounded by the network of capillaries. Those are surrounded by the network of capillaries. Many more capillaries are present. Those are surrounded by the network of capillaries. These have the highly elastic walls and made up of squamous epithelium cells. Single alveolus, if you take here, the wall of this alveoli is very elastic in nature. It is highly elastic in nature, and it is made up of simple squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium. The wall of the alveoli is made up of. There are about 700 million alveoli are present. The overall structure of the two lungs, the number of alveoli which are present into the lungs is the more than 700 millions. 700 millions alveoli are present into our lungs. Those will be increase the surface area for the exchange of gases. Those increase the surface area for the exchange of gases. what is the total surface covered by the alveoli into our lungs? Total surface area the lungs is covered by the alveoli is 100 meter square. 100 meter square is the area which have been covered by our lungs. Apart from that, last part is diaphragm. Diaphragm is a muscular septum which is present below the lungs. Diaphragm is a muscular septum which is present below the lungs. Here. This is the diaphragm. So what it does? It helps in the process of respiration. It is a dome shaped and it contracts during the time of inhalation. This is the position when it is dome shaped. This is relaxed position and it gets flattened. It gets flattened during the time of contraction. It gets flattened during contraction. When it gets contract, that will be straight position, and when it is relaxed, it will be in the dome shaped situation. So this is regarding the lower respiratory system, that is trachea, bronchi, lungs, alveoli and diaphragm we have seen today, and the rest of the part which is there, that one we are going to study in the next class.